Okay, this is section 8.6a, and it's multiplying polynomials. We're going to be distributing because in this section, we're going to be starting with a monomial and then multiplying that by a polynomial. So here is the first example is example 1 on page 444, and it starts out with the monomial negative 2 x squared, multiplying it by the polynomial 3x squared minus 7x plus 10. So we are distributing. When you're distributing, you just have to remember that you're multiplying, and you have to remember the rules for multiplying. So negative 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. X squared times x squared, I am adding the exponents, so that's x to the fourth. Then I have negative 2 times negative 7, and that's going to be positive 14. And x squared times x is x squared times x to the first, so we're adding the exponents, so that's x to the third. And then for my last term, so just to make it clear, I've multiplied this times the first term, this times the second term, and now I'm multiplying it by the third term. So it's negative 2x squared times 10 is negative 20x squared. Let's try doing another one of those. Let's do negative 4xy times 5x squared minus 12xy plus 7y squared. So I would like you to actually try this problem. So you're going to be distributing, and you've got 3 different terms on the right here. 3 different terms. Go ahead and try to distribute, being careful of your negatives, and then come back to my answer. Okay, I'm going negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. X times x squared is x to the third, y. Negative 4 times negative 12 is positive 48. I've got x times x, each has an exponent of 1, so that's x squared. And then I have y times y, so that is y squared. And then my third term is minus, because it's negative 4 times positive 7, minus 28 xy to the third. And that's the second problem. For the third problem, let's do t times 5t minus 9, and then minus 2t. So now I'm distributing again, but just distributing into the parentheses. So t times 5t is 5t squared minus 9t, then minus 2t. So I've distributed what's in the parentheses. Now I have like terms that I need to combine. So I've got 5t squared, and then I've got negative 9 plus negative 2t. Negative 9t plus negative 2t means minus 11t. So what you want to be careful at this point is that you're not mixing up adding and subtracting with multiplying. So if you had x plus 5x, that would be 6x. But x times 5x is 5x squared. And if you had x plus 5x squared, then you can't combine those because they're not like terms. So x and x squared are not like terms. But if you have x times 5x squared, you can combine them because you can combine when you're multiplying. So that's going to be 5x to the third power. Okay, I'm up to example 2 on page 444. It says 4 times 3d squared plus 5d, and then minus d times d squared minus 7d plus 12. So I have two sets of parentheses, so two different times that I'm going to be distributing. So first I'm distributing the 4 into this first set of parentheses. That will give me 12d squared plus 20d. Now I'm distributing negative d. So really important that you remember this is a negative d. So that gives me minus d to the third plus 7d squared, and then minus 12d. And then at this point, I need to combine the like terms. So I have 12d squared, and I have 7d squared. So that's going to give me, I did it right, 19d squared. And then I have 20d minus 12d. That's going to give me a positive 8d. And then the last term, I have nothing to combine negative d to the third. So it's just negative d to the third. If I was to rearrange these, you might have this in this order, negative 3d squared plus negative d to the third plus 19d squared plus 8d. So they often will the book will often put the answers in this order with the highest exponent, next highest, and the last highest exponent. Either way that you give me this answer is correct as long as you've got the negatives in the right place. We'll do one more of those. Let's do 5n times 4n to the third plus 6n squared minus 2n plus 3 minus 4, then in parentheses, n squared plus 7n. So go ahead and try that problem and then come back on. Okay, when I multiply, I get 20n to the fourth when I'm distributing. So I'm distributing the 5n right now. And then plus 30n to the third. I'm adding exponents because I'm multiplying. Then minus 10n squared plus 15n. Now I'm distributing the second part here. I'm distributing a negative 4 to what's in the parentheses right after it. So that's minus 4n squared and then minus 28n. And now it's a matter of combining like terms. 20n to the fourth, that's the only term that has an n to the fourth power. 30n to the third, it's the only term that has n to the third power. So plus 30n to the third. Then I have negative 10n squared minus 4n squared. That's minus 14n squared. And then I have a positive 15n minus 28n. That's a negative 13n. And that one's done.